Celtic on the brink of the title lead, 2-0 away at Hearts in stoppage time. Let's get back to Ibrox. Rangers against Aberdeen. Mark, I just wonder if the news from Tynecastle's filtering through there at all.
Yeah, I think most supporters here are aware of the scoreline through at Tynecastle. They know that Celtic are just moments away from retaining the title, and their focus here has to be on the here and now and what Rangers do in this game. At the moment, things not quite going for them. They've been better in this second half. They've carried a threat. They thought they'd just taken the lead. Fashion Sakala had the ball in the back of the net after he was slipped in by Todd Cantwell, but the luck not with them. He was just offside and the goal ruled out. Rangers trying to push for that opening effort here, but not quite come to them. But what happens today is kind of relevant, because through in Edinburgh, Celtic ultimately will be crowned champions.
Absolutely, and Aberdeen in great run of form, isn't there, Mark? So no shame really, I suppose, in finding it tough today. But what over the season at large? What's the mood at Rangers with the fans regarding next season? Do they feel optimistic, or do they feel that Celtic remain a long way ahead?
I think they expect recruitment, and considerable recruitment this summer. They realise that this squad has perhaps reached the end of the line in certain aspects. There are many players under contract, key players, likes of Ryan Kent, Alfredo Morelos are amongst those out of contract. They are expected to leave, so they will need to supplement in those forward areas. They maybe need to bring in a goalkeeper as well. We've seen Robbie McCrory get an opportunity today. He could be the solution, but we've not seen enough of him to suggest he necessarily is. But ultimately, they have a lot of work to do to try and close that gap on Celtic and push them a little bit closer next year.
Absolutely, yeah. Big gap at the moment. It's 15 points. Thank you, Mark, because Celtic are Scottish Premiership champions for the second season running, for the 53rd time in the team's history. Ange Postecoglou makes it 2 titles from 2 seasons. It adds to the Scottish League Cup as well. He won this season. Kurgo Furuhashi getting the first goal today. Off the bench with the second. 2-0 win at Hearts, who were bright but really struggled after Cochrane's sending off at the back end of the first half. And for Celtic, unbeaten since Sunday the 18th of September domestically, and they remain on course for the domestic treble. They face Championship side Inverness Caledonian Thistle in the Scottish FA Cup final on June the 3rd at Hampden Park, and they'll be big favourites for the bookmakers and from everyone else for that fixture as well. Ange Postecoglou, 2 titles in 2 seasons, won a title in Japan as well, also won titles in Australia, but will he go down as one of Celtic's finest managers? They've won now 10 of the last 11 seasons. The one blip, of course, was Rangers winning it in 2020-21. But Celtic have reaffirmed their domination and on course for an 8th domestic treble. They last achieved that in 2020. Nothing will, of course, compare to the 1967 treble, the European Cup, Scottish FA Cup, and the title. But it's a big season, as Joe Hart looks to follow in the footsteps of Kenny Dalglish and Andrei Kanchelskis in winning all the domestic trophies in England, followed by the domestic trophies in Scotland, or at least getting both. But Celtic have won the Scottish Premiership title 53rd times champions of Scotland. It's significant as well. They've been dominant side for a decade, and they've reeled in Rangers, who have won this title 55 times. But for Celtic, another treble. The Rangers last achieved that back in 2003. If Celtic can get there, they'll go to 8, clear of their great rivals in that category. And they are undisputably the top team in Scotland. The question is now, maybe will Ange Postecoglou stay on as a Celtic boss, as Callum McGregor takes the plaudits for his successful side leading the team on the pitch, and Postecoglou off it. Will Postecoglou stay on? Will he be tempted perhaps by the Premier League for the work he's done at Celtic? Will the challenge be in some way trying to replicate as close as he can those Lisbon Lions of '67 who hailed from so close to Celtic Park in Glasgow? But right now, in terms of Scotland, this is the team to beat. Kurgo Furuhashi, the top scorer there, scoring today as well. Let's hear the fans' response to their heroes at Tynecastle. It's a confirmation Celtic win the Scottish Premiership, but with 4 games to spare at Tynecastle. The reaction from Ange Postecoglou in due course here on Sky Sports News. More on Sky Sports Football right now as well if you want to watch those celebrations. And doubt either Hearts or Rangers fans will, but 11 title wins then in the last 12 seasons for Celtic. Of course, an era that has seen Rangers drop to the bottom of the Scottish pyramid, but they are the champions.